Good morning, everybody. Good morning, morning, Faisal again. How are we all doing? It is freezing here yet again. It is -1 in the lovely, well, in my part of the UK anyway. And though the sun is out, everything is covered in a very, very fine frost. So when I woke up this morning, I thought we actually had snow because everything looked white outside, but it was just frost. So yeah, so very cold, very, very cold. So how are we all doing? How are we all doing? We are back doing our wolfies. So now I'm just going to carry on with these trees. Right, let me just enlarge my picky. So how come, Faisal, because I'm puzzled here, how come before I'd started the stream you were able to come into the chat and you know, say hi? I don't get that, because I'm just sort of trying to imagine when I go to watch other people, and if they're not live, I can't go into their chat, so I don't understand how that works. Doesn't bother me. How did that work? Because when you sort of put that little spinning witch on, I was like, huh? You can type in chat even if they're offline. Really? Well, that's just blown my mind. I didn't know you could do that. You're actually scared. I'll be honest, because, you know, I'm not au fait with all the technology and everything. I was a little bit... I saw you pop up and I was like, am I streaming? Have I clicked streaming? Have I switched on? Because I was literally sat here. I'd not combed my hair. Wasn't properly dressed. And I was like, are the cameras on? What am I doing? Oh, maybe I'd done something wrong, that I'd clicked something. I was like, how is he? You made me panic, just ever so slightly made me panic this morning. But I didn't know that. Okay. Thank you. Putting my mind at rest. Faisal stalking. Jamie! You got up early! Hi Jamie, how are you? So damn tired, but I was determined to wake up for your stream. I've missed too many. Oh, thanks. I must admit, I'll be honest here. I had wondered where you were, and I thought, well, maybe you were poorly or something. And I said to I was watching James's stream last night, just for about 10 minutes, and I thought, hang on, I can't see Jamie in James's stream either. And so I said to Becca, I said, have you had any texts off Jamie recently? I said, because I've not seen him about. And she went, yeah, he's about. I said, well, he wasn't in James's stream. And she went, yes, he was. I thought, well, it just wasn't in the section that I saw, but yeah. So we were worrying about you because it was like we'd not seen you for a while. Thank you for worrying. Sorry to panic you. I wasn't panicked as such. I was just like, I've just not seen him for a while. And I wasn't sure if, if you'd was just having a difficult time, or if just like James, if your sleep pattern was just switched around, because I know how easy James does it, how easily it happens sometimes, and it was just it was just because I've not seen you in James's stream either, because you get used to seeing the same sort of names. Like when I go in James's stream, I generally know who most people are in his chat, because I don't always say anything, but sometimes I'm there, and so I sort of get used to seeing the same sort of names. And so you notice when those names aren't actually there. And yeah, I'm waffling too much. It's making me sound like I'm stalking you now. I'm not. It was just, I just didn't see you. I just want to make sure you were okay. You did get hit with the old depression, to be fair, but feeling better now. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better now. I'm sorry about the whole depression thing. That sucks. Ye old black dog. I had a very similar thing. Beginning of December last year, I wasn't the greatest. I didn't say anything on here because I was actually finding that actually coming on here each day was just giving me a little bit of respite from sitting and dwelling. Really, I was doing an awful lot of wallowing. There were so many times in December, let me tell you, where I very much felt like I don't want to do stream. Like that day, I didn't want to do stream that day. And I just kept thinking about letting everybody down. So I was like, no, go on. But every time I did do it, I was actually I said to Nick, every single time I came off, I said, well, I didn't want to do that. I said, but I'm glad that I did. I said, because it just allowed me to think about the art, to think about the drawing and not think about all the other stuff that I was thinking about. And it was actually nice. I actually found that even though I had those 2 or 3 days where I just didn't want to get up and do the stream, that I actually found that it gave me a respite. And so I actually began to look forward to the stream each morning, because it was just giving me a bit of peace of mind that I didn't have to think about all the other bull crap that was going on. So yeah, we all get hit with those moments, and I guess that's what I'm trying to say. We all get hit with those moments, and yes, they're bad and not very nice when you're going through it, but you do get through it. You'll never let us down. If you don't want to do stream, please don't force yourself. We'll understand. That's very sweet of you to say. And no, I would never force myself if it was really, really bad. But like I said, I was glad that I did it. I was very glad that I did it, because it did help. If there was ever a day where I was like really feeling unwell or something, then of course I would let you know on the Discord that there wouldn't be a stream that day. But actually I found it very therapeutic to actually come on here and do something that was so totally disconnected to all the sort of thoughts that was going on in my head. I'm very familiar with depression and stuff. It's been a constant companion for many, many years. And, you know, I take medication for it. So I'm very much aware that, you know, it's going to have its moments on occasion. It's going to have its moments where it just sort of flares up. And it's dealable. What colour do I need? And yes, before anyone says anything, yet again, I have still not painted my nails. It has all started to chip off, and it has all gone a little bit crabby looking, and I kept meaning to do it, and I didn't do it, but I am going to do it later on today. So I will get round to that. You're all doing so well with the jigsaw, let me just say. I had a look at it just before stream started. Oh my god, you've got so much done. I am so impressed. I am so impressed. It's like, how much percentage did it say you guys had got to? Let's have a look. It does sometimes give me a percentage. Oh, it doesn't give me a percentage on this screen. It just must be on the opening screen. But yeah, you've done so much. That top right corner, the bottom left. I just can't believe it. You've just done so much. I just think that's crazy. You're going to have to make a start on those fishies now. But, oh, while I think about it, yes. My other art book arrived. You know, I was going on and on about this art book, and I put it on Instagram for everyone to see the title and what it looked like on the outside. But oh my god, it was amazing. I gave up 2 pieces away from finishing the top line. Yeah, it can be a little hard to do it on screen, but keep going. So anyway, here is my beautiful art book. Luke Eidenschink, if that's how you pronounce his name. So he does pen and ink drawings, and obviously it's also like fantasy ink drawings. I'll just do a very brief flip through. There's just like so much that I'm just like, this is so good. It's got a mix of science fiction, sort of fantasy, some horror. Let me find this one. I really like this little guy on the snail in like this big mushroom world. I think that one's really good. But there's one at the very beginning that I really like. It's this one. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. And I just think that looks so good, because you've got all this weird stuff with the skulls and the mushrooms and this dark cave with these things sort of dripping, drip. And there's some old skulls and things where obviously previous humans have not done so well, and this guy's about to enter this cave. And I just think that saying is just so good, and it's just really good. I mean, look at this one. Look. I mean, that is just so cool, isn't it? So I am going to be studying some of this art, and just, here's another one, Quest. It's just so good. And look at that dragon up at the top. That is just, look at that amazing dragon. I'm just like, oh, I'm in love. Love it. If I could draw like that from my imagination, and we all know what drawings from my imagination look like, it's goals. These are the goals that I have. I don't care how good the fortune is, I'm not going in a cave that has a skull outside. Well, you never know what's in there. It's like that Monty Python and the Holy Grail, isn't it? Where they go to that cave, and there's all those skulls, and the dead bodies of all the previous knights are laying around outside, and they've all been told about this great beast that lies within, and then little white bunny rabbit comes jumping out. You never know what's in there. I would be, fool that I am, I would be tempted to go in. As long as I had a sword and something to fight with, I would probably have gone in that cave. Curiosity killed the cat and everything. That's probably what would end up to me. But I'd be like, ooh, what's in there? To be fair, it's the mushrooms that put you off more. Okay, yeah, you know, cordyceps. Did you ever watch The Last of Us? That was all about the cordyceps mushroom and what it did to people. I've not played the computer game, The Last of Us, but the TV series was really, really good. And I really enjoyed that. But I'm very, very sad that Pedro Pascal is not going to continue to play Joel, that we're going to have someone else play Joel. The first episode and then gave up. Why did you give up? Oh my god, I loved it. I loved it so much that while I was watching it, I was also listening to the Last of Us podcast, where they spoke to the writers and the producers and the directors of the show, who after each episode would go through that episode and talk about the decisions that they made and why they made certain decisions and how they chose to write the characters. And it was such an insight as to how a show was made. I know you do, you write screenplays and things, Jamie, so you write scripts. It might actually be a good podcast for you to listen to, even if you're not interested in the show, but to see how they structured screenplays and character choices and how they created the writing and their thoughts behind different scenes and how those scenes were to be shot. And it was just such a fascinating podcast to watch in conjunction with the show. And it was mind blown yet again. It was such a good show. I think anyone who's interested in writing or screenwriting, horror, science fiction, anything like that, it was a really good podcast to listen to because it just covered so many things. And it was entertaining too. Just one of those shows I forgot to continue watching. Oh my god, how do you forget to continue watching The Last of Us? Oh my gosh. Well, if you ever get back round to it, do watch it because it was amazing. Speaking of scripts, I finally finished a scene and I've got a new laptop because writing on the phone became impossible. Oh my gosh. You were doing all your writing on a phone? That is dedication right there. I would not be able to do any writing on a phone. But a new laptop. Cool. Excellent. What did you treat yourself to? Share with the group. What did you get? What type of laptop? Did you get one of the touchscreen ones? Or is it just a old-fashioned laptop? The BBC have a new bursary contest I'm going to enter. Oh, excellent. Is that for like one of those, the BBC Writers' Room things that they do? I couldn't zoom out, it would lag, and there was a pop-up that wouldn't leave. Yeah, that definitely sounded like you've got a virus. Oh dear. Ooh, right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. A Lenovo IDEA Plaid Slim 3 laptop, Intel Core i3 processor, 8GB RAM, 256GB solid state drive, 15.6-inch Full HD, Abyss Blue. Lovely. Very nice. I like it. Stays unplugged for longer, rapid charge technology, instantaneous login. Oh, that's when you get instantaneous login, that's so much better. A fingerprint reader activated power button. Yeah. Webcam with a privacy shutter. Lovely. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I once bought myself this, and this is a few years ago now. I decided to treat myself to a new laptop for writing. This is about, I'm going to say about 10 years ago. And I ended up getting a Dell. And I thought Dell's a good brand. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about Dell. And I went to what was then PC World, which we don't have anymore. And I went there and I started writing a manuscript on it for Mills and Boon. And each manuscript for Mills and Boon is 50,000 words when it's complete. And I was writing on this particular manuscript and I got to 40,000 words. Switched off for the day, didn't think about it, went back the next day, opened up the file, and it had only got 20,000 words. Somehow it completely deleted 20,000 words of my manuscript. As I'm sure you can imagine, I went into a complete and utter panic because not only did I have a deadline that I was very close to, it takes a long time to write 20,000 words. And I was like, I'd been up to 40,000. I was on the home straight. You know, I was about to tie together all the loose ends that my couple could have their happy ever after. And it had all gone. And I can remember saying to Nick, oh my God, Nick, you're going to have to try and retrieve this file for me. It's got to be in there somewhere. And Nick did his thing and he couldn't find it and James couldn't find it. And I sent it to I called a computer repair shop that we had near us and said, would you be able to retrieve the files? And they said, well, we'll take a look, but you really ought to go back to PC World. And so I went to them first because they were closest and PC World was quite a way away from us. And they couldn't retrieve it. So they said, you really need to take it back to PC World. And so I took it back to them. And they said, yeah, leave it with us. We'll look for it and we'll try and sort everything out for you and we'll let you know. And I think it was with them for about 3 weeks. 3 weeks where I had to contact my editor and say, look, I'm not going to make my deadline. Could we extend it? Blah, blah, blah. And PC World could not find this file either. And so they gave me back my Dell. And I was very suspicious of using it at that point because no one could find this file. No one could find my lost 20,000 words. And I was incredibly upset because I realised I'd have to rewrite up to 40,000 words. I'd have to rewrite everything. And I was trying to remember what I'd done with the plot and how I'd taken my characters and had to rewrite it all, knowing that it would never quite be the same as what it originally was. And that was a very difficult time. And then after that, the computer just seemed to, I kept getting the blue screen of death and it just kept breaking down and breaking down. In the end, I just sent it back to PC World. I said, I'm sorry, I just want a refund because I'm not even a year into ownership with this computer. And yeah, I just had a really bad time with this, whether it was just that particular one computer or I'm not saying it's all Dells, but I had nothing but problems with that. And so I refused, absolutely refused to get another Dell in my life. I wanted something that could also handle Premiere Pro. Yeah, okay, that's a good consideration. Macs are so expensive. Yes. Yeah, my last Mac MacBook, I think, cost me like £1,400. It's just so expensive. Going Apple is always going to be expensive. Dells ain't that. Hate them. Well, I would have to agree with you on that. My experience is exactly the same, that I am not thrilled with my Dell experience. I'm sure lots of people have happy Dell experiences, and that's great, but I did not. And once I lost all that work, I mean, as a writer, you can't afford to lose your work. And that was when I started, or Nick said to me, right, every time you finish writing, you save it not only to your computer, but you also save it to a USB stick, and you also email yourself a copy. And that's what I've started doing now. Every single time I write, it gets saved to a USB, or it gets saved to the cloud, or it gets sent as a copy to my email address. And since then, I've never had a problem. I've never had a problem with losing files and losing work, because I back up in so many places every single time I have a writing session. Because I'm not going through that again. It was so stressful. I've never been late handing in a manuscript. I've never been late meeting a deadline. And because I don't like that feeling of letting people down, and I just felt like that's what I was doing. So yeah, not good. Not good, not good, not good. Oh, I'm thirsty. Wonder if I could get Nick to bring me up a cup of tea. Let's send down a message. Cheeky. Sent. Let's see how that goes. Probably because I've been talking so much. Morning, Hayley. How are you? Just need a little hint of grey in here. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thank you. I'm just cold. It's -1 where I am. Temperature check. What's everybody's what's the temperatures everyone's dealing with today? I'm sitting here and I actually have like a blanket over my legs because it is so cold. It is so hard trying to get this blooming tree texture. Trying to get it right. I'm not used to drawing trees. I was drawing some trees the other day in pen and ink, and that's easier because you can draw tree texture with ink a lot easier than you can with coloured pencil. Just sort of trying to put in some different colours here and there just to sort of add to the texture. And seeing how it looks on the screen, because how it looks in person looks completely different to how it looks on the screen. Finally had time to do some paint art. Good. Good. Who did? Yes, you did the wolf. That's right. I'm just looking at it now. I really like that because it's sort of like, it's almost like a tribal, the way you've done it, with the swirls and the black against the purples and the pinks. It's really, really nice. I like that. I would have that up on my wall. I liked it very much. I have to get you doing some more now. What's going to be your next project? I think that background that you did with the gradient of the purple and the pink would be really good for any sort of fantasy picture. So I think if you did like that tribal design, but say with a dragon, like a dragon's head or like a serpent or something, I think that would be really amazing. Took you 5 hours. Oh my goodness. But I suppose that also includes like drying time. Not sure what to do next. Go wherever the mood takes you. But I did like that sort of ombre colour background and the tribal figure of the wolf. I thought that was really, really good. How big was that? Was that like A4 size, or how big was the actual? Takes longer if you add drying time. Yeah. So what sort of paints were you using as well? Was it like acrylics? Was it oils? Was it watercolor? 12 by 12 inch canvas. Oh my god, so that was quite a large piece. Wow, okay. That's impressive. Right. I think I just need to go in with the darker bits just a little bit more now, and then I should be able to move on. Oh, bless him. Oh, hi Jared. Thank you. Did you make the tea or did Dad? Oh, thanks very much. Thank you. Oh, bless him. Different tea fairy today. Acrylic paint and acrylic pen. Oh, okay. I've not used an acrylic pen. Oh, I've been given Becca's special mug. This is Sheldon Cooper sitting on the Iron Throne saying, "This is my spot." This is Becca's special mug. Oh, that hits the spot. That's a little bit better now, put in the dark bit. Alright, okay, so let's do this little bit of green that I've got here. Where's the really dark green? Another sip of the tea. Oh my goodness. I really needed that cup of tea. I only managed one cup of tea before I had stream this morning, and normally I have two. It looks quite nice out. It looks quite bright. You can see it sort of trying to shine through this blackout screen here. Might actually be able to get a few bits done in the garden. There's some during the summer. Nick and Becca planted a lot of. They created their own beds and planted them, and it's just got a lot of the old dying plants in them that have just sort of died over winter, and I think they all need to be pulled out, the bed's completely stripped, and just get them covered and prepped for in a month or so, and we can stop planting for spring. So we really need to do that, to be honest. But we should have done it ages ago, but it's been so horrendous in winter with just like constant rain. Constant rain. It's just been impossible to go out and do stuff in the garden. So yeah, it might be a nice day to go out and do that. I can take Rosie out there with me and Mango, and they can have a little putter about. And yeah, sort of trying to get everything ready for spring now. Right, I need my burnt umber. Just trying to add some like little bobbly bits onto these little pine stalks, because they would have those, wouldn't they? They would have like the little bobbles of where the pine cones are going to be. So I'm just sort of trying to add where they might grow from, just in amongst the greenery. Right, okay, so I need to do see what I'm doing. Let me just move that over a bit. Slightly darker green, because this is, don't want this to be in the foreground so much. do the olive green. Over the top of that. Supposed to be greens done. Right, a bit more tea. It feels quite good to be getting in some of the background, even though I'm not brilliant at doing the backgrounds, but I think I'm going to do this bit here, and then I think tackle this tree here, and then come in and do all these sticks and bits here, and then go across and do all of this section and the final tree over here. And then, like I said, I will do all of the snow off stream, because it's just so boring watching me try and do white on white. You can't see what I'm doing on the screen, so I'll finish the snow off stream, and then when the whole picture's done, all the snow's done, then I'll show you the end result. But I'm kind of pleased at the moment. I do really feel like we've got like the snow, lump of snow there, just by not drawing anything. There's the implication that there's a lump of snow there. Oh, that's better now I've had my tea. Oh my gosh. I'm just softening now that dark line that I put in for the pine branch, twigs, whatever you want to call it. Just softening it a little bit because it's blurred by all those pine needles. You need it to be there to give the branch structure, but you don't need it to be so stark, because the pine branch itself is quite blurred in the picture. So I'm just sort of trying to soften the harsh line, because there aren't many harsh lines in nature. Sweet. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Right, so move that over. How have we got that? Some of those darker lines, just so I have a sense of depth. Just soften this line here. That comes down there, that's the snow line there. Okay. So, here we have a different kind of tree. So instead of having a brown pine, I'm guessing we have some sort of birch because it's more of a grey tree. So I'm just going to put in a hint of this different colour. Okay. Right. Need a little bit of brown here at the bottom. Section about here. I don't know what kind of tree this is. It's not quite a silver birch. It does have brown sections to it, but it's mainly grey, so I don't know what type of tree this is. Trying to decide whether to do the pencil stroke straight up, which is what I was doing here. But this one looks more like it goes across this way. I'll go with what I can see. I'm just going to put in these dark patches the way I can see them, and then up. Right. Okay, so I think I will leave it there. It's sort of in place, and we can finish it properly on Monday, because it's Thursday today, isn't it? So tomorrow will be the crocodile. So yeah, so yes, lovely. Okay, thanks for joining me today, everybody. We're getting, hang on, let me stop these pencils rolling around. We're getting there with the background, slowly starting to put it in. I think this bit is going to be the most challenging part, because obviously this tree is going to be quite simple, but this bit is going to be with all the snow on the branches and everything. And then obviously when I do the snow off stream, that's going to be a lot of white, a lot of grey, possibly some blue, just to add a little bit of shadow and stuff. But I think when it's all done, I'm going to be very, very happy with it, because this, as you know, is going to be one of those pieces that I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to do it. I don't know if I'm got the ability to tackle this one and the other wolf that's sort of snarling over that bit of meat. I would really like to try and tackle that one day, but baby steps. Right, so anyway, thank you for joining me today, guys. Really appreciate your company as always. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you back here tomorrow with the crocodile. So have a great day, guys. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.